It's quest for queendom, and today we speak about the West Indies cricket team who've scripted something remarkable. They've made it to the semi-final of the T20 World Cup. And the reason why this one is special, of course, is because it's a semi-final berth. It's extra memorable on any day. But there are two additional reasons why this win is monumental for this side. One, they've made it to the semi-final for the very first time since 2018. The last two editions, they actually were knocked out in the first round itself. Two, they beat England to get there. A dominant side that they have not been able to get past or get the better of since 2018. They had lost the last 13 games, in fact, to this very side. And it was not just an ordinary win. The manner was clinical, dominant, and so very West Indian. Everyone lauded this team for the way they performed on the night. One of their top performers, apart from their captain Hayley Matthews, was 23-year-old Kiana Joseph. The fearless attitude, the quiet and calm demeanor at that pitch, and the stroke making that she displayed. It dismantled an opposition that was already on the back foot. She kept her wits about her to take her team close to the finish line. There was this interview that she gave to West Indies cricket 5 years ago where she introduces herself as a fast bowler. And when asked what her 5-year ambition, her goal was, she said to become the best fast bowler for West Indies. And to think she won this match for West Indies purely with her bat. That swashbuckling 50 that she made, and at a World Cup, is how ironical her journey has been. And she's only 23. And trust the very cool world boss, as her teammates call her, Deandra Doughton, to carry the momentum forward. And let's not forget Alia Alain to strike that resounding boundary at the end to get the win. West Indies were a team on fire, and the pictures after that victory, those moments alone are enough for you to believe that this team could go all the way. The captain, very aptly after the match got over, and once it sunk in that she and her team were in the semi-final of a World Cup, had this to say.
I think a lot of people wrote us off coming into this tournament and the way we have been able to go about our cricket, especially after the start we had against South Africa. We've just bounced back. I think a lot of people coming up against us know that if it is one thing that we've got, it is a lot of hearts and a lot of fights. And we've just showed that today.
There's absolutely no other joy than the one when you prove someone wrong, especially when as a team you've been written off, not in contention, to even get to the semi-finals. That's when it's the sweetest. And this is a side that has been trying to rediscover itself for some years now, in a country that just recently hopped onto the parity bandwagon. Let me recount the last 1 year and the significant developments and the changes that have come about. Let's start with the recent one. Just some weeks ago, 3 senior West Indies women cricketers were handed multiple-year contracts alongside 6 of their male counterparts. Many others were handed central contracts too. A massive step forward by the West Indies Cricket Board that in the past has been at constant loggerheads with the cricketers at. Earlier this year, they signed an MOU with the Players Association to set them on the path to gender parity and parity when it comes to international and regional match fees. In fact, last year, the board took a huge step in deciding that their women cricketers too would travel business class for the long hauls and stay in individual rooms. So you can only imagine what it would have been prior to this. But coming back to the moment for West Indies cricket, who do they take on next? New Zealand in Sharjah. It's not going to be easy. They will miss a key hand in Stephanie Taylor, and they just need to evade that sense of over-reliance particularly on Hayley Matthews when it comes to both the departments, batting and bowling. And this is the reason why they have had limited success in this format, especially in the last 23 T20 matches that they have played so far against New Zealand. West Indies have only won 4 times. In fact, the last time they beat New Zealand in this format was back in 2016. A year they would want to remember, a match they would want to particularly look back to because it came in the same tournament, a T20 World Cup, in an edition that they won. They went all the way, making it one of the most memorable episodes in the history of West Indian cricket, when both their teams, the men and women, won World Cups together. And that's the memory they would want to recreate this year too.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election. Explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.